60, 90 days. So
Let's
this is why it's
see.
important to
All I gotta do is
No, it's a Zoom
at
chat.
least a longer term approach to
all right.
so when
Hopefully
you
my
do
camera
this,
will
there's
kick.
a lot more traffic out there available to you than there is.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and mute everybody out. Perfect. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. My name is Mark Willodson. Excited to have you here this evening as we share with you some really amazing products with the Elepreneurs and Elevocity. Goodness, they've changed a lot of our lives. We're excited to share some stories with you about how they've changed other lives too. I'm coming to you from our headquarters here in Plano, Texas this evening. And just a few short months ago, I was introduced to a gentleman through a friend of mine, Rich, and he introduced me to Robert Oblon, and we had a really interesting evening at dinner. Got really excited about something he was up to, and actually a week later, Robert sent my wife and I this coffee. And I didn't know anything about coffee, really. I mean, other than I drink it. I saw this coffee, said it was smart coffee. It talked about having increased energy and then the clarity and boosting my memory. Of course, burning fat. I got excited about that. I had a little extra, still do a little bit, but I had a lot of extra before. Curbing cravings, elevating mood. All of those things were kind of interest to me. I didn't understand how in the world I could drink coffee and have a benefit. And you know, really, it's just smart coffee because it's a delivery system. And a lot of people drink coffee. But I looked on the backside and I saw all of these ingredients, this nootropics, as they call it. And I didn't understand what any of them did. And I'll be honest with you, I still don't today. But all I know is I love this product. I sent a picture of the back of this to our friend, Dr. Norma Kirby. She's a naturopath in Atlanta, Georgia. She's really smart, and she commented back to me, wow, I never would have thought of using those nootropics with each other. She said, the person that created this is amazing. How can I get some? You guys, I hadn't had a clue how to get some other than to call Robert, who sent it to Judy and I. You know, we started drinking this coffee, and what happened for me was immediately I wasn't thinking about food anymore, and food was something that was always on my mind. I didn't really understand what was taking place, but over the course of the next several days, I started losing weight. I wasn't interested in food. And it was about day 10, though, that I had a really amazing experience. I woke up that particular morning, and about 2 hours into that morning, I started having withdrawals. And my withdrawals were actually from the pain medicines I've been taking for 12 years. I got hit in the car, drunk driver rear-ended me. I was going 0, he was going 65. And I had nerve damage in both of my legs. And the unusual thing that was happening this morning, or that morning, was my legs weren't on fire. They weren't burning. So usually every morning, within a half hour to an hour and a half, they would start burning. And then I would start the roller coaster of taking my pills and up and down and up and down and up and down all day long. Was taking actually 11 pain pills a day, some pretty strong stuff. And now I'm down under 2. You guys, what was amazing to me was I didn't know what was going on. And I called Robert, and Robert got me hooked up on the phone with Kevin. And Kevin explained to me, he said, Mark, he said, the coffee with the nootropics is actually stimulating your brain. He said, that's why you're not hungry or thinking about food. You know, usually when you're hungry and thinking about food, it's because your brain wants stimulation, not because you're really hungry. Your body's not hungry. You know, most of us, we could survive for months without any food. We can't survive without water, but without food, our body can go for a long time. Well, he said, nootropics are stimulating in your brain, and they're actually getting your brain to release dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins. And the men, we lack usually a lot of dopamine. Ladies, a lot of serotonin. And then, of course, the benefit of endorphins. And Kevin said, you know, you're getting endorphins and dopamine. You probably weren't getting a lot of those because you're on pain medicine. And he said, did you ever think that maybe you don't really hurt so bad anymore, that maybe you've healed some, but your brain is tricking you, making you think you hurt when you might not? And I said, well, that kind of makes sense. And, you know, it was a few days after that that I got to meet him, and he shared with me XanthoMax. Now, this actually has something called xanthomumol in it. It's 200 times more powerful than resveratrol as an antioxidant. It helps to balance your blood sugar. So if you're somebody that, you know, is concerned about diabetes or maybe getting it or you haven't or anything else, this is really wonderful as far as balancing your blood sugars. The other thing is it's a very powerful anti-inflammatory. You can go look it up. The person that invited you tonight can give you the information, but I'll tell you this. When you read about it, you're going to want to take this every day. It's very powerful. Kevin actually called it getting your dose. Dopamine with the coffee, oxytocin with the XanthoMax, serotonin with the coffee, and then, of course, the endorphins. And he said, Mark, he said, with the combination of both of those, just start cutting back on your pain meds. Let's see what happens. And that's what I've done. So, you know, here I am now without having to go through any serious withdrawals or feeling miserable or anything else like that. I've been able to slowly cut back, almost done with them. You guys, there's a world of people out there like me. I'm sure you all know somebody. You know, that's just my story. The one thing that I've experienced with this by sharing it is there's so many things that people are having great results with. The brain is, you know, I mean, a happy brain is a happy body. And so with that, let's just go out and let's invite some people on to share their testimonial tonight. Bob and Christy Kratch, you guys can go ahead and unmute. Love to have you both share with us.
Hi, Mark. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Good to see you.
Good. I'm doing awesome. And yeah, I'd love to share my story. When we found out about these two products, I had heard about increasing energy, weight loss, some different things that it was doing. So for myself personally, I was definitely looking for energy. That was something that has been lacking the last few years, just feeling extremely exhausted, wanting to go to bed super early. And I didn't know what else it would really do for me because I've never had the issue of needing to lose weight. But I was completely shocked with how it changed my eating habits. I was kind of a junk food junkie, lots of sugar, eating, you know, all the bad things. And I can't believe that I now crave salads, that I'm just eating so much healthier. So I'm super excited about that, especially having heart disease in my family. I know how bad sugar is. And the energy has just been amazing. I can now stay up like a real adult and do fun things in the evening, and I'm not looking to go to bed early anymore.
Awesome. And Bob, how about you? Here's a guy, I got to tell you a little bit about Bob because, gosh, we lived about an hour and a half apart on the other side of America. Now we're living in Florida, even though I'm in Dallas. But they actually moved 7 miles away from us. And what are the odds of that? Because we really didn't know where each other was in Florida. But Bob, I just got to plug you here because you guys, he's had a great career in the NFL, got a Super Bowl ring, played for the Giants, for any of you Giant fans out there, or the New England Patriots also. And Bob, how has this affected you? You know, you're part of the concussion study with the NFL and everything else. So
yeah, it's been a game changer for me because I've always struggled with weight, especially after football. And I think I was trying to find you to lose weight. That's why I came down here. I was just shocked when Judy, your wife, shared the product with me. I was skeptical. I've tried lots of stuff. And then when I felt the sensation, my scalp was tingling. I feel the energy. And the funny thing is friends that are taking it always ask me, do you still feel that same way? Does it wear off? And they're like, it just hasn't. I mean, I get up every morning. I might feel tired. I drink my coffee. I have the dose. And I am ready to go to the gym. It has cleared my brain fog. I have gotten rid of most of the cravings, and I've lost over 31 pounds since mid-November. There is no way I could do that because I was addicted to ice cream and pizza and carbohydrates. This has given me back my control. I feel great. I'm the lightest I've been since 1983. Yes, I exercise and I try to eat healthy, but boy, this has given me the discipline, and it's been a great tool to give me leverage, and food doesn't control me anymore. So thank you, Mark and Judy, for sharing this product.
Oh, thanks for reaching out and telling Judy, hey, what are you guys doing?
Yep.
I mean, it is awesome to be back sharing this with you guys, with the world. So thanks so much. You know, like Bob said, with weight loss, I've lost over 40 pounds. I'm not home much anymore. I always stand on the same scale. So maybe one of these days I'll get back home and stand on that scale again, or remember to stand on it when I'm there. Let's see. I want to, you know what? I see he's out there tonight. Mike Massini, are you available up in Canada? Mike Massini? Just kind of reaching out by chance that you might be there. No, maybe not. Okay. Let me know if you are. I'll come back to you. Let's see. I want to go out to the West Coast. I want to go to Tori Thune. Tori, are you there?
I am. Thanks for having me tonight.
Hello.
So Shannon McDonald, my good friend, called me up about 5 months ago and told me about these amazing products, and I have not looked back. I mean, seriously, it has been the best product that I've ever taken. And just a little bit about me, I have degenerative disc disease, and I had 4 major back surgeries 6 years ago, all in a 2 years time, that left me in a lot of chronic pain. And I also deal with a lot of autoimmune issues like fibromyalgia, psoriatic arthritis. And one of the biggest struggles for me, not just the pain or the anxiety or the depression that came along with it, or the weight gain, was the simple fact that I could not control my emotional eating and the foods that I was putting in my body that were actually triggering a lot of the inflammatory issues that I deal with. So for the first time ever, it just dawned on me the other day that I'm not emotionally eating anymore. I am literally in control, and food is not controlling me. I've been able to lose 25 pounds effortlessly without even trying. I live just every day happier. My mood is elevated. I'm a lot nicer wife and mom, as so much I've been told that. And so, you know, it's just been a blessing, and being able to share these products with my friends and family and just anybody on social media has been so rewarding to me, because it's not just my story that's really impacted me. It is seriously all these amazing people that are suffering a lot like what I was, and they're all having amazing, amazing experiences. I love this community. I love this company. And I'm so happy to see a bunch of you guys next month at our happiness convention.
Yeah, talking about happiness convention, it is literally coming up, in a week and a half, 10 days, or maybe, no, I guess it's 2 weeks from now. Good thing, I need the extra time. You know, we are, as Elepreneurs, all about elevating happiness, health, and then wealth. And we're going to talk in a little bit about a business opportunity. I don't know if you're looking for something, but I'd love to have you take a peek at it, because if you're not, maybe you know somebody that might be. And we think we have something really powerful in that department. Like I said before, you just heard Tori's story. She was similar to me with, you know, suffering, not, you know, having to be a slave to pills, literally. I mean, there were times when Judy and I couldn't leave and go on a trip because I needed to be home, because I had to fill my pain pill medication on a particular day, and they don't let you just get those anywhere. They're very strict about it. And so that's a big deal. You know, I'm going to go back up to Canada, maybe Mike DeSir. Mike, are you available tonight? Catch you by surprise?
Yes, you did, sir. Yes, you
Okay.
did.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing excellent. How are you?
I'm good.
Good to see everyone, and good to see all the new faces and old faces on the Zoom. It's very exciting moment. So yes, so Mark introduced the opportunity to me last November. I was never a coffee drinker before, but I said, you know what, when Mark was talking about nootropics, I started to Google it, because I thought it was going to be challenging, all these things, because when I heard XanthoMax, I thought Mark was talking about the Greek god, because I never heard of things like that before. So I decided to give it a try, did my research. So what I realized is that within a week I was down 7 pounds. I was still training. I never liked jogging. That was my nemesis. So I started to feel my performance at the gym started to get better. So I kept taking it and share it with people. So next thing I know, to make a long story short, I started in November. Right now we are February, and I'm down 42 pounds. But with all this happened, I was like, and actually, you know what? If you guys want to see the difference, there is one of the Zoom videos on YouTube, that on the Eleprenuer page on YouTube, that has me talking on December 30th. You can see my face size is completely different than the last time. So, you know, that's one of the good way to look at it. But also one of the other things that happened here in Ottawa, Canada, I spent some time with a lot of young men suffering from depression or anxiety and stuff like that. So I go in, and usually I go and share cup of coffee with one of them. Within a few days, Chris' mother called me and told me, hey, I don't know what you're giving to my son, but he's feeling better. He's feeling better. I don't know what you're doing. So I explained to them what I was doing. And next thing I know, you know, Chris was feeling way better. Now he's back working. He's traveling right now, and he's feeling way better. And his doctor was very amazed at the fact that our doctor, well, Kevin Thomas, he was amazed about the fact that he put XanthoHumo on a pill form, which is the XanthoMax that we took. And he was showing us a bunch of stuff, cool stuff, medical stuff about Chris' brain scan, that a lot of big difference. And it was really amazing to see someone who's not even part of the company, someone who has nothing to gain, nothing to, you know, to do with the company, and he was so amazed about what we are doing. So that is our experience here in Ottawa. Thank you for sharing that with me, Mark, and good to see everyone.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, it's we got to start the 40-pounder club. You know, you think about it. Go pick up a bag of salt and put it, just hang on to it and walk around with it. Try and walk around with it for 10 or 15 minutes, and you realize, wow, I was carrying that around all the time. It really puts things into perspective. And I know there's a lot of us in that 40-pound club, because I know even Bob tonight that's lost 30 pounds, he was already on, you know, a path of taking quite a bit of weight off. So it's really been incredible for all of us. I want to go out to one last guest this evening, Shanna McDonald out in Washington. Are you there, Shanna?
I am. Thank you, Mark. How are you guys?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Can't wait to see everybody. So excited. So yeah, it's been about 5 months, and Tori was my first person that I shared this coffee with. So hearing her story, it just gets me emotional, and just gives me more drive and more mission to share this with more and more people, because there are so many people out there suffering like Tori was. And you know, for me personally, it's been, the energy has been absolutely incredible. I suffer from hypothyroid, so I have never been able to get my levels quite right as far as my energy back. And it's been just from morning to night, I go, go, go. But one of my favorite things about this product, you know, especially the coffee, I've done so many programs in my, you know, in the past 20 years. I've been in direct sales for 16 years, only in health and wellness. And all of the programs that I did were tedious, time consuming. You got to carry a box of pills around with you, you know, the vitamins at this time and the other. And this coffee is so easy to incorporate in your life. I mean, who doesn't drink coffee? So it's an easy switch for me. I mean, it's just so convenient, and I absolutely love it. So I thank you for having me on. My son just started playing Mario, so I'm going to mute out. Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
You know, actually, my wife, Shanna, was the first person my wife actually shared this coffee to, because we weren't in this. We didn't even know really there was a business attached or anything else when Robert first sent it to us. And there were a few people my wife shared this with, and Shanna was one of them. And she literally had posted a photo of a coffee cup, if I recall, on Facebook with a comment. And the next thing you knew, she had a whole bunch of customers. And they were all loving the coffee. And then the next thing you knew, Shanna was calling me and saying, Mark, tell us about the business. And I didn't know anything about the business. It was so coincidental. But, I mean, how cool is it? These products were meant to be together, both the XanthoMax and the Elevate. and they're so powerful. There was a gentleman here last night, we had a meeting, and there was an expert here on hormonal issues, and he was talking about this epidemic going on in the United States, especially with women with the low levels of serotonin, and all these medications that have been created to help, you know, for especially for women that are having depression issues, to get you through the day to where you're not, you know, there's a lot of women I've heard from already that just want to climb into bed and just check out for the entire day. And he was talking about medications and how they get the woman's body to slow down the process of serotonin slower so that they can make it through the day. And he was talking about how that's not solving the issue at all. And he was really excited about this product to where we actually can get you to, or your brain to actually start producing and releasing more of these wonderful hormones. You just have to experience this to believe it and understand it. And, you know, if you just want to lose some weight and everything else is good, trust me, this product will help you to not think about food. It just helps everybody all the time. You know, so that brings me to the business. And like I said, when Judy and I met with Robert that time, we were, you know, we thought we were, you know, already done, right? We had a great business with a great group of people. We weren't really very excited, honestly, to be pure honest about the management of the company, but that wasn't necessarily so much in our control. And the products that we were marketing were actually kind of expensive for most people. And that was one of the conversations Robert had with us that evening was, they need to be priced the products more affordable to the end consumer. Because if you can't deliver a product that gives a value to the consumer that they can afford at the end of the month, that gives them back enough value for the money they spend on it, you're not going to have a long-term customer and you're not going to have a business. And that's been one of the problems in this industry. And I have to tell you that this product delivers. This is a piggy bank for Judy and I. I actually saved just on medications, and I have really good insurance. I have a platinum policy, and this saves me over $200 a month just in medications, not to mention all the food savings. Judy and I share meals now. We go out, we eat out most every night, but we don't have a big bill anymore from ordering 2 meals. We share a meal. Sometimes we can't even finish that. And we just feel so much better as a result. So I know with confidence that if you try this product at the end of the month, it may actually be a piggy bank. That's what I call it, my piggy bank. So you guys, when we're talking about a business opportunity, I think that's really important, because when you have a product that impacts people the way this one does, you have a situation where all of a sudden it's easy to find customers. All you're doing is sharing experience. And then, of course, when customers say, gosh, I want to share this product too, now you have a great business opportunity. And we've been doing this for 22 years. I've never had a product like this, perform like this, it's been priced like this, that offers a value. And then Robert allowed us, as a group, to create a different model and compensation. See, because we wanted to create a better way. Most compensation plans out there today in direct selling companies are kind of rigged against us. In other words, what I mean by that is you have to, you know, maybe have a certain number of legs and do so much business before you can earn on that next level down. And so you may share a product with somebody who shares it with somebody, but yet you're not getting paid any commission on it because you didn't qualify. Well, we wanted to create a different model. I drew it out a little bigger tonight for you if you're looking at this. So we call it our Affinity Rewards program. And one of the first things I want to tell you is we pay a full amount of commission value to dollars spent. In other words, if you spend $100, you're going to get paid 100% of that in commission. So if you were earning 10% commission, you'd make $20. If it was 5% commission, you'd make $5. A lot of companies discount that, and they go at 70% of that, and then they give you the commission. And that's really, that's kind of the new way. That's how things are done. We've done it differently. We pay 100%. But this is what's unique with this program is everybody, we all know somebody that's really good at everything they do, and they know a lot of people, and they have a lot of success. And so we've designed this so that just finding one person, you can earn a 22% match on their earnings. What does that mean? If they earned $1,000, you would get $220. If they earned $10,000, you would get $2,200. in my last business, I had a gentleman that was earning over $700,000 a year. I don't know the math on that at 22%, but I think it would be over $150,000. That's what's cool about this. And I don't know of anybody else doing anything like this out there. I can't wait for the world to find out about us, because we are a secret right now. We are in pre-launch. Actually, it's kind of a pre-launch. So timing is everything. But the cool part is, if you go out then and find a second person to join you in the business, the company is going to increase that earnings match up to 44% instead of 22. So now it's 44% on both of them. Nobody's doing anything like that. And then the cool thing is, go find a third person. The average in the industry is actually slightly under 3. And we figure that just with the much more fairly priced product alone, not to mention this great model of compensation, we feel as though we're probably going to crush that just under 3. As a matter of fact, the company's decided that if you go get 5 or more, you've given 100% of your effort. But if you go find that third person, now the company is going to actually increase your check match, or your earnings your match on earnings, not just on the first 2, but it's actually going to do it on your best 2. So it's going to look for where it can pay you the most money out of the 3. Now, for tonight's example, I am just using your first 2 as your best 2. But at the end of the month, it could shuffle it around, and your third one could be your best one, or your third one could be your second best. It doesn't matter. It just does that for you. But, rather than earning a match on the earnings over here on that third person, you're going to earn 20% commission on them. And then, of course, you know what? They want to get a check match too. So when they go and they find their 1 and their 2, guess what? You get to earn 20% on them also, because they're going to earn the check match. And guess what else? One better. And it's their first 2 and their first 2, all the way to infinity. This never stops. There's nobody doing anything like that, where you can get infinity depth on a certain number of people in your group. Now, to take it another step further, why not go out and find a fourth? Today, and just in a month and a half, there's some people out there that have over 30 partners already. But go out and find the fourth. Again, guess what? You're going to get to earn 20% commission, just like on the third. But on your best 2 now, the company is going to bump that earnings match up to 88%. And, you also get 20% on their best 2 and their best 2, because they want to earn the check match too. Make sense? Well, remember what I said. The company figures giving 100% of effort would be 5. So go out and find that 5th person, and now they're going to give you 110% match on their earnings. Can you imagine that? So if they earned $100, you get 110. If they earned 1,000, you would get 1,100. If they earned 10,000, you would get 11,000. And I'll come back to that in a minute. But again, remember the 5, your 5th person, they're going to want their check match. They're going to go and they're going to get their first 2. And remember, infinity depth on all of these at 20%. So imagine if $100 was spent. Imagine if that third person and their first 2 each spent $100. At 20% commission, that would be $20, $20, $20. You would earn $60. And if your 4th person did the same, that again would be another $60. And then, of course, if your 5th person did it also, and they went and got there too because they wanted a check match, that would be another $60. So in this scenario, you would have just earned $180, 60 and 60 and 60. Well, let's go back to your first 2. Let's say that your first 2 went out and they did the same thing. And they went out and found their 5. And they copied you. They got started about the same time as you do. Let's say that they each made $180 also. Well, remember, if you have your 5, their earnings, you get 110% check match on their earnings. They earn their money the same way as you do too. So if they made 180, that's going to be with the extra 10% on that. That's going to be 198. Well, that's $576. My point I want to make with this is we put this up against all the other types of compensation models that are out there. Nobody has anything like this. This pays more than double of almost every compensation plan out there. And it pays darn near double on the best one that we could find. And that was a binary that had matching on both sides. And it doesn't matter if you don't understand what I'm talking about. I just want you to know that this thing pays out amazing. It pays out really almost double what everybody else out there is doing. And what do I mean by that? Most companies have all these hoops and hurdles, so the money doesn't ever get paid out. It gets to stay in the company. And, you know, most companies out there today, the truth is, it's a distributor like myself or maybe one of the other people on the call with us that have decided to start their own company. And I'm going to tell you from being around this industry for 22 years, you can't be both. You have to be one or the other. And for whatever reason, once you're a distributor, it's really hard not to be in the downline. I can tell you one thing, our owner, or CEO of our company, Robert Oblon, is not in the downline, and he can't be in the downline, and he says he's not in the downline, and because we're part of a public corporation, he would go to jail if he says he's not in the downline, he'll go to jail if he is. So trust me, he's not. We have created a better model here, you guys, that pays money out, that will create that middle class. You know, some people, they're not interested in making $1 million, but I'm going to tell you, there's not an industry in the world that's created more millionaires in direct sales. Not even close. So if you want to make $1 million, this is the best way to do it. This is the fastest way to do it. It gives you leverage. You guys, if you just want to make an extra couple $100, $500, or $1,000, we have a way. You know, imagine here, you know, remember your 1s and 2s, they want to do the same thing, right? Well, guess what? Every time, you know, they're giving up their best too, right? So let's just look at that. They're giving up their best too. So you get to every time they make some money over here on their 3, 4, 5, just like you do. Every time they make $20, you get $22. Every time they make $100, you get $110. Nobody's ever done anything like this. And that's just the money on the 1s and the 2s. I'm not going to go into it tonight, but you know what? After you've started helping your team and you're doing the right stuff, you're going to start to get another check on earnings on the 3s, the 4s, the 5s. Now that one's limited to 5 tiers, but I will tell you that it's a massive check that has a massive check potential from that. I don't have time this evening. I'm only supposed to go about 30 minutes, and we've hit that wall. But I want to add one more thing here, and that is we have the ranks too. We just haven't tied them to, you know, having X number of legs doing so much business. Now, you do have to at least have 2 partners in order to earn these bonuses here. You can't just do it by a whole string of people down one line. You got to actually have a little bit of a business with a couple of people. But we have all the bonuses. You know, last month, I think we had 32 people hit this level of platinum. They're going to all get a lifestyle bonus now of $400. They can spend it on anything that they want. That next year goes to $800, to $1,100, to $2,200, to $3,300. Imagine that. That's a lifestyle bonus. That's extra money that you get to spend on everything you want. And trust me, if that's a lifestyle bonus, the income at these levels is incredible also. We have one-time cash bonuses available. You qualify at a level for 2 months, and now you're eligible for the cash bonus. We have global pool money where all of the business in the company, a percentage of that goes into a pool. It's divided out amongst everybody. But this is the cool part on the end here. Remember I said we're part of a parent public corporation? Well, there's an opportunity right now for you to go out and build your business, and as you build it, earn shares of stock in that parent public corporation. That's never been done in this industry. You have an opportunity right now to earn up to 250,000 shares of stock in this company. You guys, this is just the tip of the iceberg with products. We're partnering actually with our formulator of our products, who's world-class. We've also got Sean Acor. Sean Acor is the father of happiness. We have the convention coming up in a little over 2 weeks. Actually, it's 2 weeks from Friday. It's March, confused on dates, March 2nd, 3rd. Yep, March 2nd and 3rd. We have packs that you can get started with right now that have these tickets in it, or you can just go purchase the tickets. We want everybody to come. This is about elevating your happiness. You know, we've had happiness all wrong. Actually, happiness is something that attracts. And we all have those people in our life that we know they suck the energy out of us. We love them, but you can't be around them because they get negative and they look at the glass half empty instead of half full. Well, we have a system that Sean Acor has created. Oprah actually sells it for, like, somebody told me $100. You guys, we give it away to our customers that go on dose. And that piece is getting ready to launch in our back office if it hasn't already. We give you Sean's program for free for experiencing dose. There's a practice of gratitude over 21 days that will change a person's life. You know, it isn't like they told us, go get a great education, find that job and that love of your life and you'll be happy. So many people today have all those things and they're still not happy. There's a practice of gratitude that will change all that, and it'll actually elevate you in life to become even more successful if you already are successful. You guys, we have something for everybody. Come be an Eleprenuer. Help us change this industry. Help us elevate others. Look forward to meeting you in person at our convention soon, or if I travel, as we travel around the country. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Please get back to the person that invited you. Get on these products and experience them. And if you're looking for a business opportunity, you know somebody that is, we really do have something different, something amazing. So thanks again. I'm going to unmute and everybody can say good night. Thanks, you guys.
Olympic Cancer.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Someone saw to bring him in, though.
What it is, because Russians got